Hey guys, Tony here, and gonna be playing the SNES Classic Edition. All 21 games, and I'm making, or taking requests, I should say. So we're gonna get started here shortly. Hope you guys are having a great Labor Day. Hope you guys had a great holiday. Spent some time with family. Maybe you did some yard work. Me, I set up my game room, and that'll be part of a game room tour sometime this month, so I'll be looking forward to that. I'll show you guys my setup. Anyway, gonna get rolling here shortly. What's up, Mario? What's up, Mr. Nobody? Puppet Master? Trying. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Okay. So, I will take requests. Anything that's on the SNES Classic Edition. Oh, that's okay. I'm gonna have a ton of content this month. Like, unreal amount. I will start off with some F-Zero. But I will take requests. If you guys want me to play something on this SNES Classic Edition, 21 games, let me know. I always pick Blue Falcon, just because that's what I do. And I've been working on a couple of videos today. I've already released one of them. The one tomorrow I'm pretty excited about. And going through all 42 games on the Sega Genesis Mini, I gotta be nuts. 42 days in a row. I mean, I have 40 more to go. I mean, I'm thankful that it's before wrestling season. So yeah, and I actually plan on live streaming quite a bit more now that I finally got proper equipment and good equipment to do this. And I've been wanting to do this for a very, very long time. To basically stream some retro games. Now, I still will on occasion do the PlayStation 4 streams. I still like the PlayStation 4 for streaming, and I really, really hope the PlayStation 5 has that capability and continue on with that. That was something that I was pleasantly surprised with the PlayStation 4. And didn't think I was actually going to use it until I started the YouTube channel. And believe it or not, there's actually quite a bit of retro video games on the PlayStation 4, on the PlayStation 4 network. And there's a bunch of compilation discs that you can play that have a lot of retro games. The Street Fighter collection, the Mega Man Legacy collection, Mega Man X Legacy collection 1 and 2. The SNK collection, Sega Genesis collection, the classics. There's also the Atari Flashback 1, 2, and 3. They have Atari 2600 games, arcade games. There's also 5200, and I think maybe a 7800 game. But yeah, there's a ton of stuff out there that you can live stream pretty easily. There's also those arcade classic games that you can live stream and buy off the PlayStation Network. I'm not a big fan of those just because of the price. If they were like $3, I probably would buy all of them. And I, on occasion, like to stream newer games and play newer games. And yeah. Sorry about that little tangent. What's up, Charlie Brown? I don't have, my Super Nintendo is not modded. Oh, dang. That's what I get. Thanks, Mr. Nobody. My Super Nintendo Classic is not modded, so I have just the vanilla 21 games that were included. So that's alright. I'll play some F-Zero here. I love F-Zero. I just love how colorful it is, and I love the mode 7. It is tough though. This is, oddly enough, this is not my favorite F-Zero. I actually really enjoy the Game Boy Advance games, and my all-time favorite is F-Zero X on the Nintendo 64. Hands down. I played the living crap out of that game. I probably need to do a review of it. And also the one on the GameCube is really, really fun too, but super hard. There needs to be a revival of this series soon. So yeah, I absolutely love it. It is challenging. Yeah, I'll take requests, whatever you guys want. Ah. I'll probably change after this race. There's 3 laps left. Yeah, I believe there's actually an arcade game, F-Zero? Or maybe I'm thinking Cruisin'. Yeah, Cruisin' USA. That's one that needs a revival as well. But there's the arcade game that came out recently, at least in the past 5 years. I've played it. I've seen it in the arcades. And it was kind of quietly released in the arcades. And Cruisin' USA was an awesome series in the 90s in the arcades and on the N64. I hate these little stupid like beetle things. What's up, JT? How you doing, buddy? Hope things are going well for you. I'm taking SNES Classic requests. I started off here with F-Zero just because it's a nice, easy one to start with. So yeah, I'll take requests. What's up, Jason? How you doing? Ah. Limit 3. And that's another thing about this game that makes it so tough, is you have to get a certain rank number in order to make it through to the next race. So essentially, you got to be top 3 every single time. Any requests? I'm gonna reset it. Any requests? What do you guys want me to play? If not, I mean, I'll select random games. Seriously, I mean, I know this. I know these 21 games frontwards and backwards. I've reviewed all of them. I played the majority of them when I was growing up, as an adult, in college, high school, when I was in junior high, elementary school, you name it. Super Mario Brothers 3. I'm playing the Super NES Classic Edition. I actually played that yesterday on my stream of the NES Classic, which I'm probably going to start doing NES requests on Sundays. Pepsi Man. Okay, I'll play Pepsi Man. I'll play Street Fighter 2 since you all are being silly. This one, oddly enough, this one got a lot of views for me. Over 8,000. Yeah, I'm gonna turn it down. The difficulty. Ninja Warriors. I can't find it. I guess I'm just gonna have to search it. Ninja Warriors. I'll find it. Usually start at Ryu or Ru, and then eventually I'll move on to Vega if I'm having difficulties later in the stages. Oh dang, what is up with that controls? There we go. Got him, Dalsim. Super Mario Kart, that's my first request. I'll play that after I'm done with Street Fighter 2. I'm glad they actually went with this version instead of just the straight up vanilla Street Fighter 2. When you think Super Nintendo, this is the version that you think of, at least in my mind, and the most popular version. Super Street Fighter, just Super Street Fighter is okay. Super Street Fighter Alpha is rough on the Super Nintendo, but yeah. This is the one I grew up playing. I would rent this game and not know what I was doing. My brother would whoop up on me pretty easily. Oh dang, I keep forgetting I'm the guy in the blue. And I won. So yeah, I'll play Mario Kart after this. I mean, I love Street Fighter just as much as anyone, but I am not good at fighting games in general. I am very good at one fighting game, and Stevie's actually challenged me to a match. A Soul Calibur match. And he's going down. Stevie is going to go down hard. He's going to challenge the master of Soul Calibur, and he has no idea. We have not set up this match, but let's just say that you know, I'll let him pick the version except for GameCube. For some reason, I have such a hard time with the controls on GameCube. So we'll see what he wants. PlayStation 2. I'll even let him pick, you know, PlayStation 4. I mean, I want to go with Soul Calibur 2, or even the first one. The first one on Dreamcast. And if he challenges me to the first Soul Calibur on Dreamcast, he's not touching me. He is not even coming close to me. That game, I would spend hours in practice mode, basically on the super hard difficulty setting, and here I am talking, and just try to beat my best friend, who was just as good, if not better than me. And that's what I did on the weekends. I would just play that ultra hard practice mode just so I could beat my friend Mitch. As soon as I get a game over, I will start Mario Kart. Yeah, I have not played Street Fighter 5 at all. Is that wrong? And I know that there's like multiple versions out, just like any other Street Fighter game. Now, I played Street Fighter 4 when it came out, and I was pretty impressed with it. I liked it. I thought it was a good 3D entry in the series, and a good way to evolve the series. 3 I didn't play. I'll be honest. I didn't play that until much later. But that's alright. I mean, you can't play everything. Super Mario RPG. Okay, I'll play that after Mario Kart. Bam. Round 1, fight. I might even start Mario Kart after this fight. Just because it seems like I'm just plowing through this. Round 2, fight. And I'm very excited to have this new setup and to have this new set, so to speak. And honestly, I'm more excited about being able to do a podcast. Stevie, I have not talked about this on the channel at all, really. It's been kind of a secret project. And now that we kind of gotten this room organized the way I would like, and we're actually organizing and thinking about how we want to do the podcast, and also getting some technology in place for the podcast. We're gonna try to kick it off here in the fall. There's no date or deadline we're shooting for. It's just when we can get it done and when we can actually get it done right. So there's no rush. And I think Stevie wants to do it pretty bad. I think Bubby would like to do it. We're also going to have various guests. Like we'll have Ronnie, Lucas, other people on too. So we'll see. I'm very excited. So the way it's going to be formatted is, so if you are going to be on the podcast, now the three of us are going to be on the podcast. I'm going to go with my boy Yoshi. Okay. I had to get it rolling. So the three of us are going to be on the podcast. And it's our responsibility to come up with 2 relevant topics for either that week or, recent history, I guess, recent news. And we're going to present that topic and we're going to talk about it. Now, it could be anything from movies to video game news to Marvel news, Star Wars, etc. Things like that. Kind of nerd culture, I guess. And, the person will present it, and then each person will kind of take a little turn talking about it, sharing their thoughts, if they have any thoughts. And I think it'll be a lot of fun, because there's sometimes on the channel, to be honest, there's sometimes on the channel where I don't have enough time or resources to cover everything that I would like. And I do have thoughts about quite a few things. But I only make videos about things that I truly feel like I need to talk about, or I truly want to talk about. And this podcast is going to give me an opportunity to talk about those smaller topics, and it'll give me another little platform. So first place, boom. Now Super Mario Kart. So I shared this on my review. Go check it out on my review. Wow. So when we first got a Super Nintendo, I got a Super Nintendo in 1992, Christmas of 1992. So my parents, they just had enough money to get the system itself. For some reason, Super Mario World was not included. I don't know. Or maybe it was, or maybe I'm misremembering. But my parents actually went out of their way to rent this game in particular, and maybe Super Mario World. I may be misremembering this. I don't know. It's just one of those things, one of those fuzzy things with your memory that you might remember it this way, but maybe it was really that way. But anyway, this was one of the very first games that I played on the Super Nintendo, at least our Super Nintendo. And just a lot of fond memories. The battle system, the races, of course, are amazing. And I really liked the Mode 7 graphics. Very bright, very colorful. The soundtrack is memorable. The cast of characters are very good. And there is some challenge with it, and it's the first of its kind. This started this genre of games, the kart racing game. And I don't know what Nintendo was thinking. Let's make a racing game with Mario characters, but they're going to be in go-karts. Okay. Let's give them items they can use to attack each other, just like that. And let's also put a battle system in. It was ingenious. And this formula has been copied over and over again. I mean, kart team racing, that's a good example. Diddy Kong racing. There's a gazillion of those kart racers out there. But yeah, I absolutely love this game. This is one of my all-time favorite Super Nintendo games ever, if not one of my favorite games ever. Now, is it the best Mario Kart out there? Absolutely not. Oh, thanks, Space Trance. So, in my opinion, it doesn't even rank in the top half of the best Mario Kart games. I'd say it's like in the middle somewhere, and that's really tough to say. I still stand by and say that Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is the best Mario Kart ever. I absolutely love that game. I play it on the Switch all the time. Not as much anymore. I mean, you know, there's times when you put a game down and all that stuff, and then pick it back up. But it is an awesome game. I love playing the multiplayer on it. The online is pretty fun too. I played it when it was free, and I have the online Switch service now. So yeah, I don't know what else to say. I do love the stages. I love the fact that you can attack each other. And then there's also the ghost mode. I thoroughly enjoyed that, trying to beat your records, and then also racing against yourself, seeing the ghost. I'm doing actually pretty decent. But this is the first mushroom, whatchamacallit. So yeah, ooh, the feather. I like that the feather made a comeback in some of the later ones. It's pretty much useless, to be honest, but it's still pretty cool. Sorry, I was just reading your comment, Jay. Yeah, there's a lot of nostalgia to be had with the Super Nintendo. And when the Super NES Classic came out, I knew I had to do something special just because of how much I love the Super Nintendo. And I'm kind of replicating that here with the Sega Genesis Mini. And trying to get the same feel, trying to get better with reviews too. That's another one of my goals too with doing this whole Sega month, is to get better with reviews and testing out my new equipment and that kind of thing. But I love the Sega just as much as I love the Super Nintendo. And I grew up with both. So my brother and I, we got the Super Nintendo together, and I begged my parents to get me a Sega Genesis because I was obsessed with Sonic the Hedgehog. Sega did it right. Sega knew what they were doing with this mascot, this blue hedgehog, and I wanted Sonic the Hedgehog too. Badly. Like, it was to the point where it was a daily conversation. It was a daily, I want this, Mom. I want this, Dad. Please get this for me for Christmas. I know Santa Claus doesn't exist, so whatever. So that was a very interesting time. And when I opened up my Sega Genesis, this might be included in some of my Sega Genesis memories, childhood memories, why I love the Sega Genesis so much. But when I got the thing, my parents were trying to trick me like they always do. They still try to trick me around Christmas time. And basically they wrapped up one of the controllers, and they were trying to say that, oh, well, there's not enough money, or, you know, we didn't have enough resources this year. We're buying it piece by piece, maybe next Christmas, kind of thing. And then the last present, kind of like in A Christmas Story, they pulled it out of nowhere from out of that one corner in the house, and they got me the Sega Genesis. And the picture that they took, I still have the picture. It's actually in my classroom. And it just sums up childhood. It sums up my childhood and just how lucky I was as a kid having both systems. What's up, Ferky? Thanks. Thank you. So after I get done with this circuit, I will play some Super Mario RPG. Begrudgingly. And I'll save my thoughts for Super Mario RPG. It's not a bad game. I just don't necessarily like it. I get a lot of flack for that. but I'll explain why. So, once we get to the video. Any more thoughts about Super Mario Kart for me? There was kind of a resurgence when I started playing this in college. We actually played this quite a bit in college. We had tournaments, and you know, Melee was out, and Melee was the hot tick. Not Melee, Double Dash. Sorry, Melee was out as well. We played Melee a lot too in college, but we played Double Dash. We had tournaments, Double Dash tournaments on the GameCube, and we'd also have Super Nintendo Mario Kart, because I brought my Super Nintendo to college. Not many people were playing retro video games back then, and I was one of the only ones who kind of brought their NES, their Super NES. I even brought my PlayStation 2, mostly for the DVD function, but I also played like Final Fantasy 12 when it first came out in college. I remember that. Even if I get second place here, I'm gonna win. But I'm not gonna get second. And I don't drift in this game for some reason, even though it's very, very helpful. I drift in the other games just because. Yoshi controls very well in this game, and there is an advantage over who you pick, by the way. I usually either go with Yoshi or I go with Peach. And it's kind of a style thing. Like, what do you prefer? Alright, let's see. Yeah, what's up? What's up, GOD? I do teach. Sonic 3 and Knuckles is the best in my opinion. Why Sega decided not to put it in? Yes, JT, I'm still upset about that. I am very, very upset about that. That's why I did my review on Sonic 1. That's like the first thing out of my mouth. And it's one of my big criticisms, and I get it. There's some licensing issues with the music. There's some issues with the music, and whatever. I don't get it. It is what it is. I guess I can go play the physical. Also on the PlayStation 3, there's the Sonic collection, the Sega Genesis collection. And it actually has Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles on there. Alright, so there's Super Mario Kart. What am I going to play after Mario RPG? Someone tell me a game to play after Mario RPG. Square. Back before Square Soft and Square Enix, there was Square. See, I haven't even played this on here. That's how bad it is. And to be honest, guys, I haven't played my Super Nintendo Mini a whole lot because I played all these games growing up. I own all these games, and I wanted to have this mini collection, mini set in my collection, and I just love the mini. I think it's very, very cool and just neat to have on a shelf. And also, I take this with me to summer school. I teach 5th grade, and I have a little elective class, video game history. And I bring this in, and also my NES Classic and my PlayStation Classic. And it's just really nice, easy. Take it with me, put it in my bag, and it's just very compact and easy to hook up to pretty much any modern. You know, they have a smart board there. I hook it up to that, and yeah, that's why I love the minis so much. I'm really excited about the Sega Genesis Mini. Some Metroid. Okay, we'll do some Super Metroid. Now, let's talk about Mario RPG. It's not that it is a bad game. I actually think it's a very well-designed game, and it can be a fun game. I understand that. But I played it at the wrong time in my life. Okay, so if this would have been one of the first RPG experiences I had, I would have absolutely fell in love with it. I would have absolutely just gaga over it. And I understand there's a lot of people out there that don't honor my opinion and don't respect my opinion about this. And I'm not saying it's a bad game. I'm just saying I'm not a huge fan of it. It's too basic of an RPG for me. Too easy of an RPG for me. And the characters are alright. I mean, yeah, you got Bowser, Peach, Mario. Geno is in there. And I do like that there's random cameos. And all that, but still, same token, it just wasn't right for me. I mean, at this particular time when this game came out, and actually when I didn't play every game when they first came out. Let's just say that there were a lot of games that I discovered because of one of my cousins. He was a little bit older than me, and he was really into Dragon Ball Z, Pokemon, and RPGs, JRPGs. And he introduced me to Chrono Trigger, Lufia, Lufia 2, Breath of Fire 2, what else? Suikoden 2, Final Fantasy, and I'm going to say I found Final Fantasy on my own. So I kind of discovered that on my own, really. So he doesn't have credit for that, but basically he introduced me to my favorite game of all time, Chrono Trigger. So you gotta think, and he also let me play this too, and I just didn't really like it per se. I guess. And it's a well-designed game, it's colorful, and yeah, don't shoot the messenger. Final Fantasy 3. Yeah, yes, I do believe that the SNES games are coming. They're coming to the Switch Online service, and they're going to be coming soon. And the Aladdin Lion King games coming to the Switch, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, I believe Steam as well. I'm pretty excited about them, and I will get them. I'll get it on the PlayStation 4 because I'll stream it. I'll stream that on the PlayStation 4. And here's the thing, I really, really like the fact that they're including the Game Boy games. I believe the Game Gear games too. Don't quote me on that. But it's both versions, the Super NES version and then the Genesis versions, because they're both totally different. And in my opinion, this is an unpopular opinion, but I think that the Super Nintendo version of Lion King is better than the Sega, but the Sega Genesis version of Aladdin is better than the Super Nintendo. And that's the more popular opinion with the Super Nintendo versus Sega version of Aladdin, at least. But I'm really glad, and there's going to be like a remastered one, like it's called Final Cut or Uncut or something. So I will be getting... What's up, Terry? How you doing? I will be getting that system, or excuse me, that game, and it'll be on my channel. I'll be talking about it. Another collection I just got, the Secret of Mana collection, and I haven't had a whole lot of time to delve into that. I kind of want to play through the Trials of Mana. Secret of Mana, I've played a ton growing up. I played Final Fantasy Legends 1 a ton growing up, or is it Legends or Adventures? I can't remember. The 2 always escape me, but it's kind of unique that they had those on there. It would have been cool if they would have had Secret of Mana remastered on there. I think that would have been more bang for the buck. $40 is kind of high. I actually got it when it was on sale on Amazon. It was like $32 for me, and I bought it for the Switch. Oh, I'm doing great, Terry. So I'm gonna play. Next, I'm gonna play Metroid, then Final Fantasy 3. Surprised no one said Super Mario World yet. I don't know how much more I'm gonna play this. Just to be honest, we'll play a little bit here because it's a long game. It's not like you can just sit down and play this for a little while. This is the kind of game where you're gonna have to like pick for a live stream and play it. I'm gonna go ahead and save just because it's my first time saving. So yeah, we'll play a little bit here. Like we'll go. Oops, we don't need to go there. Mario's pad. Just turn off the fungi light. Pipe house. I guess I do have to go there. It's been a while since I played this. Super Mario World was the first comment. Oh, dang it. I missed that one. I guess I was busy setting up the stream. Okay, now I need to pay attention. Yeah, you go here because the sword scares you off. And the bridge falls down, I believe. The Smithy Gang. Maybe I'll dedicate a stream to this or something, I don't know. And give it another shot, another whirl, so to speak. Oh man, that's another one, JT. Good one. I am hyped for Mega Man 0/ZX Legacy Collection. I can never remember the name of it. That's why I had to read it off the comments. And that's something I'll be live streaming as well. I'll be sharing my thoughts on. Okay. I do like this. There is humor in this. And I like the fact that Mario is silent. That silent protagonist. That most all RPGs have, so to speak. Okay, I received a mushroom. Okay, let's go. Dang it. I didn't mean to do that. And I don't know how to do the rewind function. Gosh dang it. Yeah, I know how to do a timed attack. Okay, I did it without you. Okay, I forgot about that. Now, I'll be honest, I do kind of like that. It makes it more than just pushing A. Hello? What the heck? Okay. There's Super Mario RPG. Let's play some Super Metroid. And I don't think I've even started this yet on here. So we're going to see the intro and Samus basically going through the end of the second game. Is that right? Good, Lucas. How you doing, buddy?
Metroid is in
just live streaming here a bit. I can't wait for you to come over this coming weekend so I can set you up and hook you up and teach you the ways of the Force. I'm not perfect at this, but I have, experimented and bought some new equipment. And I'll hook you up, brother. I'll hook you up, dude. So, yeah, this is like the... No, this is the end of the first game. Mother Brain. And this is a game... I have beaten this back in the day. This is a game I probably need to play through again. Also, I've never played through Zero Mission. That's at the end of 2, right? I could be wrong. The Game Boy game? More evil? That's tough. Kefka versus Sephiroth? Well, both wanted to destroy the world. Sephiroth killed less people. Kefka basically destroyed the world, put it in ruins, the world of ruined versus the world of balance. Sephiroth was going to destroy the planet if Aerith didn't intervene with Holy. I mean, I think they're equally as evil. But the thing is, Sephiroth was... He was kind of programmed to do that with the Genova cells. So... I don't know. Kefka had a choice. Kefka went mad. Kefka could have done better. And they were actually trying to make peace in the Empire. So... I don't know. Alright, okay. Controls are wonky. I love the graphics in this game. That's a good question, JT. I keep wanting to charge my attack like a Mega Man. That's bad. That's horrible. This is one that begs a playthrough as well. Like a dedicated playthrough. Now this is dark, and that's basically the intro to the game. Every time you boot it up, those dead bodies. Let the bodies hit the floor. Ridley was such a good inclusion in the new Smash Brothers Ultimate, and Ridley's super slow, but I think he's super powerful, and Ridley was a fan requested favorite. Can't get my butt kicked. Mode 7. And I had such a hard time with this for some reason growing up. So I'm playing Final Fantasy 3 after this. And I'll take one more request. One more request after Final Fantasy 3. Dang it. Because I wanted to stream for about an hour or so tonight. Oh, snap. Made it. So yeah, Super Metroid is a great... this is a great game. In my opinion, my humble opinion, this is the best one in the series. Now, I have not played like Prime or other, like Prime 3. I played Prime 1 and 2 on the GameCube. I have not played Other M. I've heard that Other M is not very good. Also, I need to play the 3DS game, Samus Returns. I've heard that that's a really, really good one. Earthbound? Oh my Lord, have mercy, Lucas W. I'll think about it. So, true story about Earthbound, and Lucas was there. He wasn't there when it was sold, but I went to Missouri Game Con, and I had a vendor table this year, and I decided to sell some games, and this was more of a test for me than anything, because video games are just video games, and yeah, they're, you know, some are more special to me than others and all that, but in reality, you know, yeah, I'm a collector, but, you know, I was just kind of testing myself. Could I sell Earthbound? And the story before that, a little backstory about Earthbound for me. I found Earthbound, this was probably about 5 years ago. And this is at the height of Earthbound's value, I guess. And anyway, I found Earthbound at a garage sale for about $2.50. I bought a huge lot of games, and that was included in it. And I was so lucky. I mean, this lady, she listed out all these games, and then like one of the last ones she commented was Earthbound, and I bought every single game that she had there. And anyway, this past Missouri Game Con, I decided I'm going to sell my copy of Earthbound. And it was the very first game I sold that day, and it was to a vendor, Joseph Ross of Cerulean Games. And anyway, I no longer have Earthbound in my collection, except for on the Wii U. I have it on the Wii U, and I have it on the Super NES Classic Edition down here. Super Ghouls and Ghosts. Yeah, I'll do that. So I'll play this for a little bit, then I'll play Final Fantasy 3, then Super Ghouls and Ghosts. That's a bad one to end on for me, because I am atrociously bad at that game. But we'll have some fun with it. You guys can see how bad I am. It's a tough game. Addams Family. I wish. My Super Nintendo is not modded. And I kind of want to keep it that way. I don't want to brick it. I do not want to risk ruining my Super Nintendo Classic. I love this thing. And I kind of like just having the base games. Anyway, and if I really want to mod something, I can. Will there be a Game Boy Classic? I want there to be, but to be honest with you, I doubt Nintendo will ever do something like that. They're kind of getting out of that little mini stuff. They've even made comments about it. Okay, there you go. So, will there be one? I really highly doubt it. Push X. Select an X. Okay. Going through this area is pointless. Addams Family is a great game, especially on the Super Nintendo. I rented that game all the time, and I never beat it. It's probably one I need to sit down and try to beat again, or try to beat for the first time. I have Addams Family Value. I have the Pugsley's Quest on Super Nintendo, and of course everyone has freaking Fester's Quest. Yeah, this is an awesome game. And especially, you know, since I played a lot of Metroidvanias this summer, this might be one that I play again. Who knows? Yeah, JT, that's a good point, because I mean, it's so cheap. You can get one for $20. Why not mod it, you know? I forgot she can run like that. Alright, let's play some FF3. One of my all-time favorite RPGs. One of my all-time favorite games. Period. I haven't started on here. Fester's Quest. Yeah, I played it as a kid, but I actually kind of liked it back then. I didn't know better. And after seeing the Angry Video Game review, it's like, yeah, I agree with him. I'm trying to think of other Addams Family games. The Sega Genesis version is pretty good. Yeah, I haven't started this game. I'll make it through Narsh on here. Maybe I'll do a dedicated playthrough of this. I mean, that might be a good idea, because I've actually been wanting to play through Final Fantasy 3, 6, not 3. Ugh. I can't play 3. The real Final Fantasy 3. Whew, that is rough, man. It is tough. It is just a grind fest. Now, here's the thing, though. Like, Bravely Default and Bravely Second, they remind me an awful lot of Final Fantasy 3. Their style, their art, and then also just their battle system. And it's not that it's a bad game. It's just I don't like the grind. I can't stand grinding. I just cannot. What's up, Dante? How you doing? Just playing some Final Fantasy 3/6. So we'll see. This is another game I've played so much that, you know, I have it memorized. I've tried to play it so many different ways. I've tried to, you know, basically, so when you get to the World of Ruin, you have an option. Okay, you're Celis. Now, you cannot progress through the game until you get to Seltzer and Edgar. Okay, you have to have them in your party, because the game requires you to have a party of 3, because when you get to the very last part of the game, the floating continent, you have to have 3 characters to traverse the 3 different paths. And I've even done that to where leveling up those 3 characters up to level 99 and just going through the game that way and trying to see the different endings, all that. I played it on the Super Nintendo back in the day. I remember calling my friend Mitch all the time. I borrowed this game from him, and also I played this really hot and heavy on the PlayStation when it got released on the Final Fantasy collection. Final Fantasy 5 and Final Fantasy 6 were released, so that was a very fun time. I remember watching the cutscenes for the very first time and the ending for the very first time with the PlayStation edition, and just absolutely loved it. Now, I've never played the Steam version. I don't want to play the Steam version. It looks atrocious. I can't believe what they did to that game. One of my all-time favorite games. And then I played it again for the review, and it still holds up. I love the characters. I love the cast of characters. I love Kefka. I love the Espers. I love the magic system, even though it's a little flawed. And I love that each character has their own special abilities. Now, the only bad thing is they're kind of set in that job class, but that's not a problem, really. Oh, I love the music too. Don't even get me started on the music. The soundtrack I listen to on at least a weekly basis. I need to start healing. I'm just kind of talking and pushing A and moving forward blindly here. And I absolutely love the the soundtrack. I can listen to it. My kids get to the point when I play it so much in my classroom, they will request it. Also, another cool story with Final Fantasy 3. So when I first started collecting hot and heavy, I'm actually kind of tapering off on collecting right now. I'm not collecting as much as I was, but when I about 5 years ago, when I was literally building my collection from the ground up and getting all these great titles. So I went to one of my local pawn shops, and lo and behold, sitting in this pawn shop, no joke, was the box and manual to, it was the rental box. It was the actual box, okay, like a Super Nintendo box, but it was the one that was out of my rental store, Cinema Plus. It came out of my rental store from Cinema Plus. And my best friend, one of my best friends in high school and middle school, he was actually moving to Taiwan to teach English to kids, excuse me, and he was going to sell me his entire collection. TurboGrafx, Super Nintendo, PlayStation 2, NES, all that, okay? And he had some great stuff, too. So, with that being said, he sold me his copy of Final Fantasy 3. His aunt used to work at Cinema Plus. This is where let's heal again, why not? And his aunt bought him that copy of Final Fantasy 3. So when Mitch left the country, he sold me his copy, and the same box and manual that was in that rental store went with that same game. And I don't know how that happened. I mean, yeah, I'm in the same town, I get it. It's not like a crazy coincidence or anything, but it's still really cool to marry the two games together, or the two items together. The rental box, the original box and manual, with the original game. I actually ended up taking the rental sticker off, and it kind of messed the label up a little bit. I'm okay with that. Thanks, White Ninja. So you actually liked the Steam version, Dante? But yeah, that I absolutely love this game. My favorite character, oddly enough, is Setzer, the guy who basically flies the airship. And for some reason he's a gambler. Okay. Don't attack the shell. Yeah, this is I'll play past this a little bit. The point where you can save. You should go into a shell. Yep. So let's heal. Even though I don't really need to. And I like using these Magitech armor things. I actually like using them later in the game when you play as like Sabin and Cyan. Let's use missile or tech missile. And I do enjoy that this is the original Super Nintendo release. Okay. You should go back into his shell. Yep. Now, I did not have difficulty with this game. I had difficulty when I was growing up, okay, when I was younger, like we're talking middle school, okay, but I don't have difficulty with this game. I think it's actually kind of a easy game, and you can grind your way through the game and not have any difficulty. You can basically, use Ultima, and there's the economizer that basically makes your magic only cost 1 MP, and you can cast that and just destroy everything in your path. Cyan and Sabin. Yeah, I like Setzer. I do like Sabin as well. He's kind of a grunt, but I like him. Kind of reminds me of Goku. I mean, I like all the characters. There's only like, I don't really like Realm or Stratego, if that's his name. They're kind of annoying. I'm trying to think. Celis is alright. I do like Locke. Shadow is Shadow. He's a ninja. He's cool and everything. Umaro is cool. Mog is cool. Actually, I really like using Umaro later in the game. Go-Go. For some reason, I always have him in my party. Am I missing anybody? I don't think so. Oh, Gao, G-A-U. He basically does the blue magic. He can, not blue magic, but he learns the ability of your enemies. Ah, I see, Dante. I see. Biggs and Wedge, Star Wars references. I always like that too. And the Espers are just so cool. I love the flashback scenes. I tried my hardest to explore that area as well as I could. And I tried to find as many secrets as I could. Head hurts. And one big theme, every Final Fantasy game kind of has a theme. And if you pick up on it, so the other thing I really like about 6, I'll get back to that theme here in a second, is this game, there's no true main character. Now, you can make the argument that Terra is the main character, but really, she's not. And the big theme with Final Fantasy VI is identity. And figuring out your identity and who you are and where you belong in this world. And Terra epitomizes that, but every single character, they're struggling with their identity. They're struggling with who they are, what they believe in, and what they're fighting for. Magic Tech armor. Get over here. Oh, there's an elixir over here. I've played this game so much. It's unreal. I know where everything, every little secret. I played this game so much that I learned about all the glitches you could do. And just all the insane things you could do. Especially, it's one of the caves. It's later in the game. It's the one with the really, really strong enemies that have magic. They have really strong magic, and I think there's a save point up here. And for some reason, you could do all these crazy glitches, and there's also these glitches where you can get the airship early. I've done that, and I actually watched. There's a lot of this is a really, really old series, Fact or Fiction. They actually covered that. They actually covered this, the topic of the airship, and then also General Leo, too, if you can actually get General Leo in your party without a cheat device. So, yeah. Ah, that'd be a good one to play, Lucas. Alright, we're gonna play one more game tonight. We're gonna play Super Ghouls and Ghosts. Lucas, I will play Earthbound at another time, buddy. I promise. I actually have had a couple requests to play that. So, yeah, that'll be on my agenda at some point. And can you turn the game difficulty down? Yes. Okay, now I'm going to put it up to max. And I'm still not going to get through the first level. Mode 7. Gotta love Mode 7. And this game is notoriously hard, difficult. This game, I have never beaten, nor will I beat, nor do I want to learn how to beat it. The closest I'll come to that is actually watching James Rolfe, Cinemassacre. They did a James and Mike Monday. It was actually a couple parts. And they beat Super Ghouls and Ghosts. And they got to the later parts of the game with, there was a certain enemy there that they were having trouble with. And they had this, like, crazy weapon that they didn't really want to get. It might even be this arrow thing. Ow. 2 hits and you're dead. Yeah, notoriously difficult. I'm already dead. Yeah. And I might do a playthrough of 3. We'll see. That'd be a nice, easy, chill one for me to do. Where I could talk a lot. I could talk a lot about the story. What's going on in the story. And then I can also just talk random retro thoughts. What's going on in the community. And, you know, recent releases. That kind of thing. So, we'll see. I mean, I might just pick a nice, easy one to stream. Where I don't need a whole lot of attention. Super armor. And I lose it immediately. Of course. This double jump is very, very helpful. And I'm gonna die there, yep. Great. Great, grand, wonderful. Oh, Lord. And it starts you over at the beginning. I hate that. But at least you keep your weapon, I guess. Ooh, that was close. Yeah, I like the double jump. I like the music in this game. The graphics are pretty good. I just don't like the difficulty. Do I want the dagger? Might as well. I love Angry Video Game Nerd's review of Ghosts and Goblins on the NES. Get the knife. Tip number 2, get the knife. Yep, I knew I was going to get hit there. And I knew I was going to die there. This is pitiful. Oh, it was 4 episodes? I think you're right. I think it was 4 parts. I also really liked watching the Castlevania episodes, the reviews that, the AVGN episodes, if you will, of Castlevania, and that was 4 parts. His, like, retrospect of Castlevania. Ooh, boy. Yeah, you can't really talk in this game. I'm just gonna move forward. I'm not gonna worry a whole lot about enemies. Stupid werewolf. Yeah, you don't want to go down in those little cages. Yeah, I do like Angry Video Game Nerd. He is very, wow, there's slowdown. Vulgar? And that's not normally my kind of thing. But, for some reason, you know, I grew up on him, I guess, in college, and I don't want to have it any other way. Now, his most recent episode, or, no, the one before it, he did, what did he... Oh, dang it. I don't want the torch! I died because I didn't want the torch, and I have the torch now. The one with Gilbert Godfrey, I can't stand that one. That one is probably my least favorite episode. I don't know about that one. Now, the flame is alright, like, in this kind of level, but later on it sucks. And there I go again, dying. Jeez Louise. I'm just gonna go. Ooh. Dang it. Three more lives. I want to get rid of this stupid torch. Sickle. That's better than the freaking knife. Or flame. Oh yeah, I like that. Oh yeah. I don't even remember what game he played. Oh, it was Black Tiger. PlayStation 4. I even considered getting it on the PlayStation 4. God bless it. Just because of that review. And I'm glad I didn't. This is frustrating. Yeah, this is very frustrating. There's no way in heck I would ever get good at this game. Oh well. I like that, man. That's cool. I never knew what those little guys did. Those little glowing dudes. That's cool how you can see the bones raising up out of the ground there. Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. I'm just going to move forward. You know, it wouldn't be a problem if it would just leave you where you died. Like, I know it's like arcade style or whatever, but still. There's, what the heck are they called? They're on the PlayStation 2. Oh, man. Maximo? Those games are actually pretty good on the PlayStation 2. That might be something I play sometime. I actually have heard Captain Algebra talk about it. Dang it. And, he's actually a pretty big fan of it. There's two of them. Gosh dang it, man. I'm just getting more and more frustrated with this. One more go. Did he just come out with a new episode? Or is that his most recent one? I'm trying to think. I mean, I watched so much YouTube this weekend that I'm drawing a blank. And I'm thinking it was actually pretty good. Yeah, here goes my demise. Okay, guys. Well, hope your Labor Day was good. Thank you for spending about, roughly an hour and 15 minutes with me. It's been a lot of fun. Be on the lookout for a video tomorrow and maybe another live stream. I might be live streaming a lot more because I have the equipment. I have the ability to do so. And doing so just, I don't know, I'm having fun with this. I'm having a lot of fun with my equipment. I'm having a lot of fun live streaming again. I was kind of in a lull there with the live streaming because I didn't have the tools or the technology. The PlayStation 4 just was kind of getting stale for me, and the choices I had were very, very limited. And I still love the PlayStation 4 streaming wise, and I will still do that, of course. It'll be a little bit lower quality than this particular setup, this particular equipment, but hey, that's alright. Anyway, you guys are awesome. I'm also doing a Sega Genesis Mini, I almost said classic, Sega Genesis Mini giveaway. All you guys have to do is subscribe. I'm giving one away at the end of the month, of this month, September. So that's all you guys got to do. Spread the word. You can share videos. You can share my videos. That would help me out. And we're going to have a lot of fun here with this Sega Genesis month. And I really, really want this month to be special. I really want this month to be something good. And I want to produce a lot of good content in a short amount of time. And just challenge myself. It's been a while since I've challenged myself on this channel. But this month, going into October as well, is going to be very, very challenging, but very, very rewarding. Alright, guys. Well, I'm going to end the stream here. Again, have a great Tuesday tomorrow, and have a great rest of your night.